This movie marks Nicole Kidman's first movie sequel in which she appeared in the previous entry. She previously appeared in the sequel Batman Forever, but she did not appear in the previous movie nor the follow-up. So going into this movie, my expectations weren't super high. I've seen a lot of mixed reviews. A lot of people saying setting your expectations accordingly because this movie won't be as good as the first one. But there still are a lot of things in this movie that I liked. There are a few things I didn't like, but I will save those for the end of the review. One of the first things I liked about this movie, and perhaps the strongest part of this movie, was the chemistry between Arthur and Orm, the brother chemistry, the joking back and forth, the adventures that they went on, the seriousness behind it too, where they're kind of reconciling with each other. The whole movie is essentially the journey of Arthur and Orm trying to reconnect his brothers and work with each other and love each other and save the world together pretty much. I think there are a lot of really funny comedic moments between the two. They had some really great banter back and forth on screen, and it made me laugh a lot of times, but then of course I really did love the seriousness of just how they were really looking out for each other. They really had each other's backs at the end. This movie didn't have as many fight sequences as the first movie, but there were still a couple really solid fight sequences between Black Manta and Aquaman that I really enjoyed. Just super brutal and fast-paced action that I really love seeing in movies like this. There weren't any huge battle scenes in this movie. Unlike the first movie, the action was just between Black Manta and Aquaman, but I think that was better for this sequel. They got to focus more on just the revenge motive that Black Manta had against Aquaman, which made the fight even more brutal and more personal. And I'm really happy that Black Manta got tons of screen time this time around, because I really enjoyed him in the first movie. We could just really dive deep into his mind, into his motive. He's got the Black Trident. I mean, he's got all these crazy powers now. He's on a whole nother level, and just really loved the actor who plays him. He just does a really great job of capturing just the whole character of Black Manta and the revenge and the motive that he has in this movie. So here are the things I didn't like. I felt like the story's pace in this movie was all over the place. Sometimes it was super fast, sometimes it was slow. There really wasn't any substance to the story at certain points. There were some jokes that fell flat. This movie was really rushed. The storyline and the pace was kind of just the result of all this mass reshooting and putting stuff together last second. Really the thing in this movie that ticked me off the most was what the storyline was really about, was trying to save the world from the power of the Black Trident, but really it was just masking climate change. I mean, when you get to a point where the biggest thing you're afraid of in the movie is global warming or climate change, it's a sign that the producers have officially run out of good ideas. They are desperate, and it's kind of their last desperate attempt to get something to resonate with the audience. So why don't we throw climate change in to make it relevant? Warner Brothers knows that this movie probably won't do very well. It's the ending of the DCEU, and they just didn't have any heart in it at the end. They just didn't really care. But yeah, compared to the first movie, this movie felt severely underwhelming. It was still a good movie. I don't want to knock this movie at all. This still was a good movie. It was a good sequel. If you are interested in seeing this movie, go see it. And it is the final movie in the DCEU, so it gives you a chance to just say farewell to the DCEU that we have had for 10 years. So for Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10 Mudflaps. And remember to leave me a thumbs up and drop in the comments below, what is your favorite movie from the DCEU? See you next time.